Yo, what's good, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of TheStankCast. I'm your host, HamStank. He's your co-host, Craig Cowie. Craig, say hello to the people.
What's happening, people?
What's happening, everybody? There's been a busy week, or busy past couple of weeks that's just happened. We're going to kick it off. There's big announcements for Mr. Moo over there. Cowie, to let the people know what's been happening.
Well, so over the last few weeks, especially, as you know, you've been involved in it, we've been trying to set up the new gym. Obviously, we spoke briefly the last time about the fact that, unfortunately, the gym that a lot of our guys trained at had closed down.
I don't think I actually ever went there.
Yeah, we did. But we briefly spoke about it. It just said the gym had closed.
Oh, fair.
So obviously we've set something up now. So we've got Coast Submission Grappling in Arbroath now. Yeah, Mondays, Thursdays and Fridays, 6:30 till 9 o'clock. And then Sundays, 10 till 12. We've got no gi classes. We'll be incorporating gi stuff into it eventually and stuff like that. But it's we've got a place to train just now, mats and everything to train just now to keep everyone going, keep everyone in training. So it's been fucking awesome.
And we had our first class
we're
just on Friday there, just Friday past. And how did you find teaching? How did you take in the experience of teaching a class?
It was good. Like I said, I've coached a little bit before. I coached a little bit at
but
Jack's
this
for a
time
short
it's a
period
little
of
bit
time.
different. It's your gym, it's your open day, you know. So
it was good, man. I love doing it. Absolutely fucking, like, you know what I mean? I love jiu-jitsu and I enjoy coaching and stuff like that. So every part of it was awesome for me. Like, I just really enjoyed it. I'm glad that a decent amount of people turned up. You know, we had like 12, 13 people there, which is pretty good for the first crack, you know what I mean? So it was decent. And then we had our class this Saturday morning, which only 6 of us, but Saturday mornings are always quieter like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm absolutely buzzing to see where it ends up, like to see what we can turn it into, how good a team we can build and stuff like that. It's going to be awesome.
As am I. I'm starting off my jiu-jitsu journey. I've been waiting for you to open up your own place and start coaching. And I always said when you did that, that's when I would start jit. So you've done it now, and I've almost been forced into starting jiu-jitsu. I mean, I've been getting berated by the likes of Karis and you for the last maybe year and a half, 2 years to start jiu-jitsu, and I just haven't done it. I haven't had the time to do it either up until this new job where I'm getting an evenings off so I can actually come to the gym. But
I bet you don't regret it though.
No, honestly not at all. Some of the a lot of the time, most days actually, it's like I can't wait to go to jiu-jitsu, or the days where it's not on, it's like, what am I going to do today?
What am I doing with myself?
What am I going to do with myself? I've not got to go to the gym.
It's awesome. That's how the cult works, mate, you know.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Well, it really has been a great substitute for wasting time and doing nothing, playing Xbox and stuff like that. So it's actually like, I've been feeling a lot better for it. Just
I think having a goal, having something to do, something you're working towards makes so much of a difference. You know what I mean? Like, if you know what it is,
it's the fact that I'm rubbish at it, really bad at it, and then just the want to get better at it. I haven't had that for years, since playing like football early days, where like on the 14s, 15s, where you can actually like understand your progression. With something like starting something totally fresh, like I've rolled about with you playfully, whatever, but never know what I'm doing, and you're just taking the piss. And then when you actually come into the gym scenario and you've got like actual people like who can do the sport, and you're just like, I actually know nothing.
I have no idea what I'm doing here.
If anyone wants to attack me, I just have no idea what's going on.
You can see that, like anybody that hasn't trained and thinks that they could protect themselves or thinks that they could fight, you almost want to encourage them to try something like jiu-jitsu, because it's the one thing that shows you like, I really have actually no idea what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean?
I'm in serious danger.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if I find anybody that's trained, like, it's a bad day. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. So I heard the story on what was it on? Oh, I think I was watching YouTube Shorts. You know Specs Gonzalez. No. Do you know who that is? No. Specs is a YouTuber. You will know who he is. He's a well-known YouTuber. He's a comedian. And he was on a podcast and he was talking. He was on that Sidemen Inside.
He was friends with like Chunks and stuff like that. Well,
he's done a few stuff.
He was on that thing where they could win the million.
Inside.
The Inside. No, I do know who he is actually. Yeah.
So he was on a podcast talking, and he was saying he was in the park with his daughter, and his daughter was just playing about, and this little kid kicked the ball at his daughter, hit her in the head, smack right on the head, and he says, the guy gives her the eyes, but I'm a dad, you know, what's up? And the kid's just laughing at me. I'm thinking, what's this kid laughing at me for? So he just walks over to the kid, and then it turns out that his kid's with his dad as well. And he looks up, and his dad's just got his ears, right? And these ears are like, one of them's like 3 times the size as the other one. He's like, He goes, yo, give me the ball. I kick the kid at the ball. I kick the ball and my kid as well.
Yeah.
I smack it on my daughter's head. Whenever you see anybody with those big ass ears, nah, not getting involved.
Don't worry, we'll get you some of them shortly as well, mate. Hey, you'll
I know, that's actually the goal. I was looking at my ears in the mirror the other morning. Has that happened yet?
You sent me that thing like it's like a reward.
Yeah, from Django and
yeah,
Change.
exactly.
Yeah. That's honestly, that is the goal. Oh, the cat's on the laptop.
Come here.
And we're all good. Oh, there's a little sign at the top there. What does that say?
No, you love sitting on laptops. I don't know why.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
But it seems to be recording and we're alright.
Yeah, she loves sitting on laptops. It's a strange cat, like.
That's the warmth.
Yeah. But nah, it's really good. I'm like I say, I'm excited. We've got Monday, which will be, well, I don't know how to gauge for it because like it's Monday, but Monday's going to be like the next start of class. I've got planned out like the blocks of like what it's going to be more. Obviously, the last couple you've seen it, it's more just been like keeping it fun and going over stuff. Whereas I've got like an actual like block of stuff put together and things like that for like what we're going to be learning over like the set amount of weeks and stuff like that. And it's all related to, it's all related to like the IBJJF system and like training people around like competition jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. So I'm buzzing to try it, mate.
So when it's a bit early to say now, but when do you think, like, what's your aim for getting people to compete for ED?
I think 6 months.
SG?
I think after 6 months.
So what, in the new year? So January probably.
Yeah, whatever 6 months from now is. Yeah,
yeah, we're already into.
We're in July now. Yeah, fair. Yeah. So I think the goals I've got, like, I think I've got a plan for 3 months, and then I'm probably going to do that, and then see how well that is, see how everyone enjoys it. And the way the plan's set out, it's then set out in a way that I could run through the same thing again over the next 3 months. Then obviously I'll not be boring because you'll start at the top and then run, do you know what I mean? But it's the stuff that's like vital for like
guard retention.
Yeah,
and
well,
stuff like that.
not even that necessarily. It's more like, but it's more like white belt focused and stuff like that, like progressing people through white belt and stuff like that to get more towards being a blue.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like it's mostly just no gi, so it's not even really like belt orientated, if you know what I mean. Like it's just submission grappling. So but yeah, I've got a like plan and stuff like that for what things we're going to go through, and then I'm hoping if we can go through one set, go through it again, by that point get people to compete and see how people feel about it, and then we can like see how people are getting on, and then see maybe what we need to work on and what's going well and stuff.
So I don't know if you want to I'm just going to throw this out there, right? I don't know if you're going to want to speak about it, like, but so who is it now that you're going to be able to get a belt from it? If you want to move up and belt yourself.
Do you know what? I'm not just like, I know what...
It's hard to say. You don't need to say if it's like, not like set in stone or anything.
Yeah, I know what, like, I know who I would like the situation to be with. Like, I know who, like, I would like to be sort of looking towards being my coach, if you know what I mean. Like, the person that I would ideally like to be learning most of my stuff from would obviously be Robbie at Jungle Academy. Yeah, which obviously that's where I've been. Like I train there twice a week. Yeah. Come back and then do obviously the 4 times here. Like just because he's the gym he's got's fantastic. The guys are phenomenal. Like is his level of knowledge and stuff like that's awesome. And he's always just been so spot on with us. And he's been really at the forefront of trying to like just give me advice. Do you know what I mean? Really help me. Yeah, he's been
setting up this for setting up. EC,
which has really helped. So obviously, in an ideal scenario, like I would like to hopefully see obviously Robbie as being my coach when the time comes. But obviously, it's a hard one to say. Like I don't want to put myself in that position and be like, oh yeah, this is going to be my coach. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not. I don't know how like simple it is. If you know what I mean. I don't know if it works straight up like that. But it's going to be predominantly the Jungle that I'm going to be training at myself, if you know what I mean. So
it's a high respected.
I don't have an actual answer for that, but I know what I would like anyway. So
it's a well respected gym anyway, Jungle.
Yeah.
In the country. So realistically, between that and like the likes of like higher level and stuff like that, you're only going to get better by training with the best people in the country.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
I mean? And unfortunately for us, you have to travel into the city centres like of Glasgow and Edinburgh and Stirling way, but that's just the way it is. So for you, unfortunately, you're going to have to go and travel that distance. But I know you love it, so that's not really a big issue for you. Yeah. Well,
I was there today, obviously. I took Taylor down as well with me, one of the guys from the team. So yeah, and it was awesome. Like I say, it's just their work ethic there's really good. Like the guys there's no ego in the gym with this stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone's happy to have like a decent role. You know what I mean? Like it can be intimidating sometimes going into another gym and you can almost feel like you've got something to prove. But those guys are really good in like making it not feel that way. Do you know what I mean? So
just being welcoming.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I think Robbie's been the most active in being very supportive of what we're trying to do and like help me in any way he can. Even like just getting advice on him for stuff has been, it's been awesome.
It's been spot on. Now, fair. It'll be a while before I'm ever down at Jungle. Not gonna lie to you, I'm not going anytime soon. You say 6 months for people competing. 6 months, I'll go down to Jungle.
You'll get in there before that.
Nah.
Well, you just need to run through one block, like say 1 3-month block, so you've got all the basics on a basic level, and then we'll get you down there and see what it's like.
Fair. Even we've been doing it the last month or so, down at the lockup before we got the gym. Before we got the gym opened, and even from like session 1 where I was sick after like I did all the drilling, and then we got to the rounds. I did maybe 10 minutes of the rounds, and afterwards I was sick. Yeah. And then the next time it was 15 minutes, and then I was sick. And then the week after that it was 25 minutes, and I wasn't sick. And like even these like small progressions are getting better, and it helps with cutting out the smoking cigarettes and stuff as well. So
because it's a different kind of cardio, and it takes some time to learn how to manage that kind of cardio, because it's a kind of cardio that you cannot go full beam. It's whole
also
time,
like
you know
knowing like you can't eat too early before you go to jits. Like if like within that hour and a half gap before jits, like don't eat. Because like I've done it the first 2 times. Like I might be thinking
you definitely should have known that from playing football and stuff as well. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't eat like right before you played football.
Nah, football was different for me because like we played kicked off at like 12 o'clock.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like you wouldn't have gone and eaten a meal at 11:30 if you were playing football.
Nah,
at
but
12 o'clock.
I'm saying like an hour and a half. I would normally go for we would go meet at like 10, 10:15, have like a full breakfast, and then go up and play football at 12 o'clock. But
that's why you lost all the time. You weren't playing hard enough.
I fucking lost all the time, bro. Champions over here, bro. Swear to God, 56 goals.
And I'll make you another champion. Don't you worry.
56 goals in one season, my guy.
Oh, yeah?
Swear to God.
How many of them own goals?
None, bruv. Honestly, swear to God, you need to put some respect on my name.
Respect on my name. Yeah, listen, I played football with you in school. I know. I'm not judging you.
You didn't play for
I didn't play for teams, but I played
Don't get me wrong.
There
was much better football players than me, but I've got that 56 goal season to my name, so I'm holding on to it until the last days.
You're going to be calling that so still when you're 50 years old.
Yeah, absolutely.
50 goals, one season.
I was here in the port, scored 56 goals. They were singing my name.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to show people the bunch of your jiu-jitsu medals while you're doing it as well. This was back in the day when I was a beast.
Christ.
I'm telling you, mate, we'll get you there. We're gonna. That's what the ideal scenario is, to get, like, it's not for money. It's not for fucking anything other than, like I say, it was to try and keep some of the guys from Jack's able to train together and to build a team that's like.
One thing I've got to say about Jack's, right, about the team at Jack's, the boys that have came down to ECSG now, they're all just sound guys, man. Like they're all just nice people. Like they're just not what you would expect from somebody who's not been in a gym ever. They're just not what you would expect from a group of people, and they are just all really lovely people.
But I think you find that a lot with like jiu-jitsu guys in general. Like obviously you would have seen it, like Taylor was saying it when we were down the jungle day. It was like they're all just like such good guys, and they're like willing to have a laugh with you and stuff like that and play rounds. And I think it's massively to do with the fact that you can't do a sport that involves being that like intimate with each other and not have a laugh. Like you can't dislike someone when you've had their groin that close to your face.
Yeah,
like
fair.
You can't go through the things that you do in jiu-jitsu and be that close, like getting their sweat on you and stuff like that, to then like be like disliking of it and be like a bit awkward. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't be that close to somebody and then not be like, oh, what are you saying?
Especially when you're doing it every day. Like you're drilling with the same people like 5 times a week. You know what I mean? And they're going to build those relationships up. But it was just a surprise. I mean, I knew they were all nice guys anyway. Like, but just like even from a starter's point of view, even though I got my elbow hurt by Big Tate, just do 50% rounds, get it. You know what?
No, I mean, Taylor says that he didn't even put it on that hard. He says that you're being a bitch about it.
It clearly did. It clearly fucking did.
Shit's going to.
I swear to God, I'll never be back in that gym again. I swear to God.
Nah, it's these things. It's unfortunate, but these things happen. I think, especially in that, it was like just an excitable time. Do you know what I mean? Like, especially like everyone coming in excited to get back and being like training and stuff like that. So yeah, I think a few people got a little bit hyped at the time, will we say, and stuff like that. So yeah, but it was good. Like I had a good time anyway.
No, I did as well. I really enjoyed it.
Some slamming photos and stuff like that as well. My cousin took some really, really, really good photos, and Josh got some really good videos and stuff as well. So yeah, man, it was awesome.
No, I really enjoyed it as well. I wouldn't have been back on the Saturday if I hadn't. You know what I mean? It was really good.
Were you on Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
7:30. Yeah, for anybody else, 7:30. Yeah, I'll get this out today.
What was that for?
It's because the hall that we do it at, they have... I don't know why I'm wielding this cable, but at the hall that we're at, they've got...
Bro's been playing way too much D&D. I'm wielding a cable.
Improvised weaponry, that's what that is.
1d4 slashing.
They had like a class on that was like before it, but their final block finishes on Monday.
Okay.
But it finishes at like a little bit later, so it's just this Monday. It's like that, and then every day ongoing is like as the schedule that I posted on Instagram. So.
Okay, so 6:30.
So East Coast Submission Grappling, go follow it and have a look.
Yeah,
and come down and grapple.
Socials.
Learn how to defend yourself.
Yeah, even if like you're just thinking, don't have the thought process of I want to get fit before I start this, because that's what I had. And the best way to get fit for jiu-jitsu is to do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, that's what people don't understand. It's very, very hard to find a way of getting your fitness ready for jiu-jitsu without actually doing it, because the kind of cardio that it takes is different to most things. Like you can't go like cycling and build up the cardio, or go running to build up that kind of cardio, because it's a little bit more slow paced. You would have to do things like hill sprints, or like the thingy, what's the recumbent bike, like powered slow and then fast.
Do you think
and
like
slow
rowing
and
in
stuff
that
like
would be good?
Yeah, but
Rowing
you would have to row hard, and you would have to do it in like intervals. So like do like
professional
5
rowers.
minutes of rowing as fast as you can, or almost as fast as you can, and then take a break,
and
then 5 minutes again on rowing as fast.
Kind of like explosive, like working.
Not a lot of them. Things like wrestling do. Like things like wrestling, even MMA to a certain extent it's also kind of different, because I think MMA is even more consistent. Like it does have the up bits like jiu-jitsu, but it is more like there's a constant pace to it, whereas jiu-jitsu can be like 100 mile an hour, very slow, barely anything's happening. 100 miles an hour and barely, or you can have matches where you're literally like full chat the entire time. So
I've seen a few of them.
Yeah,
I've seen a few of them, and we watched one that was like went into like 30 minutes overtime.
Yes.
Yeah, they like you don't fully grasp how difficult it is to actually like roll with somebody, even for 10 minutes. Yeah, like the 10-minute matches, that would fucking kill, bro. That would literally kill.
Well, there was a match between Isaac Mitchell and Kyle Chambers in America, where they basically did a whole like series and competition where the idea was it was 100% submission only. So the only thing that could end the matches was a submission. There was no time limit, there was no referee, there was nothing. Basically, the match did not end until somebody tapped, and one of the matches lasted like an hour and 57 minutes. Yeah, bro. And they did not stop for an hour and 57 minutes. They were just going until eventually somebody.
That's got to be dangerous at some point, bro.
Well,
one of them must just give up in a position.
Yeah, well, one of them he then had to do like matches. It was either the following day or a couple of days later, and he like got up in the morning. He was like, "Fuck!" Like he was like, "Yeah, he was like, I can't move. Like my arms are seized up. Like my legs are seized up. Like I can barely walk. I can be like," and it's like, I'm not surprised. You're like fighting for your life for like 2 solid hours. Like it's wild.
That is mental. Oops.
Well, no, sorry, that was a different one. The Isaac Mitchell, Kyle Chambers one was like 53 minutes.
Okay.
And the hour and 57 one was one from like earlier on in the competition,
Okay. I was on about one of the ones that Gordon Ryan was in.
Yeah, he's done one. He had a match against Pena that was like 45 minutes or something.
That's the one I was thinking. And Pena just lost somebody the day before.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Leandro Lowe. Had been in a situation. Well, I'll explain that. Yeah, Leandro Lowe had been in a situation where he was in a pub drinking with his pals, and a police officer came up to him and started trying to be like, just unnecessarily like aggressive with him. And then they were all just having a laugh with the police officer. The police officer didn't take it too well, so he tried to grab Leandro Lowe, and obviously Leandro Lowe's a black belt in jiu-jitsu and a world champion. So he just like basically just took him down, whipped him round, and like had him in a submission. Was basically like, you're being unreasonable here. Like, leave us alone, sort of thing. So that when he let go of the police officer got up and shot him.
Damn.
Yeah, just shot him clean in the head, I believe. Because it obviously, his ego couldn't take the fact that Leandro Lowe just made a fool of him in front of everyone when he was trying to be the big man. So he bang, 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 shot him in the head.
America's a fucking scary place.
Brazil.
Oh, was it in Brazil?
Brazil.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, bro, Brazil.
Brazil's a scary place as
Brazil,
well.
very scary place. So yeah,
Brazil's
that
probably scarier.
Yeah, that happened in Brazil. So then, obviously, that was like the day before the match between Pena and Gordon Ryan, and Pena and Leandro Lo were like really good friends. So
damn, that's really rough, man.
Wild day.
Imagine going into doing that.
I thought she was waiting on the laptop again. You behave.
I can't imagine even competing after something like that happened.
And that's why he said the whole controversy was that Pena had said that he'd asked if they could change it so that there was a time, like even make it like a half an hour match so that he didn't have to do this or stuff like that. Because when it got to the 45 minutes, it wasn't that Gordon really beat me. He just kind of gave up. He was like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore. Like, I'm not interested. This has been 45 minutes and nobody's like, I'm just done with this. Like, I need a way. Like, my head's not in the right place, sort of thing. So
fair play to him for even showing up, to be honest.
Yeah,
because that's a wild situation to have to go through, and then
there was a lot of drama about it. I think Gordon Ryan tried to say that like Pena had just said that he wouldn't do it unless he got more money for it then, because that was happening. And Gordon Ryan was like, well, it's obviously not about your pal if you're saying that he'll do it if there's more money involved. You know what I mean? Like, it's obviously, and there was like a whole back and forth drama about it. But I don't want to take an opinion on that one. Like, it's hard to know who's telling the truth about what and what actually happened. You know what I mean? It's all
speculation, isn't it?
It's all claims. You know what I mean? You don't know what actually happened. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that kind of thing it's never good to go off of. But no, as always, mate, buzzing for the gym opening. It's buzzing to see you achieving something that you've always wanted, and looking forward to seeing what at least the next 6 months to a year brings.
And again,
follow
try
all the
out.
socials.
Yeah, follow on the socials. East Coast Submission Grappling on Instagram and Facebook, and come and try it out and see how you feel about it. Because it's, like I say, it's really good whether you actually want to know how to do grappling, how to partake in submission grappling, whether you want to lose weight. Like, I lost a massive amount of weight back when I first started doing it. It's great for that, great for your general fitness and cardiac health and stuff. Or even I don't like calling it like self-defense, because I feel like people that are like self-defense classes alone, like, it's a bit
gimmicky.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Whereas, but if you learn some grappling, you are considerably better suited to defend yourself in a situation where you
Someone's
need to. Do
coming
you know
at
what I
you
mean?
with
Like,
a
obviously, you could
weapon,
attest to
yeah.
that. Like, you know what I mean? As we were saying earlier, like, you go
for
into the situation, like, I'll probably just see red and batter someone if they attacked me, and it's like, it's not how it act. That's not real life, eh? That's not real life.
It's even like, you've talked all about the actual physical fitness of it, but it's mental therapy you get from doing jits.
It's physical chess, mate, is what it is. It's chess with your body, is all it is. It's mad. You've got to have your brain going,
and
or else you'll just get stuck.
It definitely helps if you're like struggling with any mental health issues, like doing something like that, getting the
endorphin boost.
Yeah, getting the endorphin boost and that. It's so helpful. It helped me out a lot. So
also, I feel like you're spending like an hour and a half where someone's trying to attack you, so you don't have the opportunity to be anxious about anything else, because you've got to be thinking about what's going on.
Yeah, so especially in since we've been in there's just no ego. It's like, it's been class, because like, you don't need to feel like you need to be as good as anybody else. It's like, it's always, everyone's journey is different, and it's just all about doing what's right for you at that time. So everyone come down, check out, hit up the new coach, Mr. Moo himself, Sensei.
Oh, fuck off. Absolutely not. Taylor said to me that he was like, do I call you Sensei now? I was like, if you want me to fight you, like, if you want slapped, like, absolutely not. Do not call me that.
Oh well, it's gonna happen anyway, mate.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to pick up a new nickname for you. Can't be Moo. You'll have to.
Honestly, at this point, I think I would prefer that.
Moo over Sensei.
Yeah, bro, that's awful. Bro.
Love it.
That's awful.
Once you get up to like your black belt, it's absolutely Sensei. Or that's it.
Do you know what? It's actually they actually use professor. That's what they call it in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Yeah, like, the black belt is your professor.
Oh, wow.
That's how you put it.
Okay.
I don't know why it's like that, but that's how it is.
And I'll call you Doctor.
Doctor,
yeah, that's it. The doc. But buzzing about the gym, bro. What else has been happening? What else have we got to talk about? Oh, I wanted to talk a little bit about. I watched a Joe Rogan podcast the other day, and he had the owners of the founders of what are they called? Something games. The
Enhanced Games.
Enhanced Games.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. So they had the owners, and
we briefly spoke about this a while back, about the idea of
you brought that up, and you said you saw a few clips of it, but I was surprised to see that Joe Rogan had them on the pod. And I'm not. Yeah, that's why I was just going to say. I don't know why I was surprised, because
Joe Rogan's just himself.
He was always going to be interested in that. And they were these two guys. They don't look like people who would compete. they're scientists.
Scientists,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're themselves are professors. They probably don't have black belts, but they are professors. And they've set this up because they said they purely want to see what the human body is capable of. And I actually can't even think about what was I to say there.
I think when we briefly spoke to it, you were on about how the fact that like it's given an opportunity for like older athletes that are maybe like in a point where naturally their testosterone levels are dropping.
Yes,
they'll be able to bring themselves back up to level and still have the opportunity to compete at a decent level.
Well, they wanted to see. An interesting fact they said was that a lot of the athletes who are in the Olympics get popped for steroids or performance-enhancing drugs anyway. Like, if you look at the top 5 people who have broken their world record for sprinting, there's only one of them who hasn't been popped.
Yeah.
And it's Usain Bolt. And to be fair, how much more impressive does that make his record?
Yeah, because if he wasn't juicing, but then that's wild.
Mental,
but like he has got like, if you were to go, how do I design the perfect figure, like the perfect body for a sprinter? That's what you would draw. That's what you would write. Yeah, that's what you would draw. That's what you would come up with.
Yeah, they also stated in the pod that I think it's £1 million for anybody who beats a world record.
£1 million?
Yeah. So if you set the
world record in what? In anything?
Yeah, like sprinting, like 100-meter sprint, the hammer throw, javelin, triple jump.
World record in hee-haw.
Like, well, no, obviously not. But like these people who are going on, like £1 million to like, I think it's only a choice of like 6 different events that they're doing it in.
I did look at the website once and like seen like what they were all going to be running it on, like what events were going to be doing. Like there was like gymnastics or something like that, and then there was like track stuff, like sort of track and field, swimming stuff.
Swimming's a big one, I think. That was the 400 meters butterfly or something was one a record they were wanting to beat.
Yeah, something
like that. But swimming's one of the big ones that performance-enhancing drug would really help. Like if it increases your lung capacity.
Yeah,
the thing is, massive advantage.
Like athletes that are performing like that, the problem is they're always going to be doing something. They're always looking for something to try and take the edge off, take the edge. And then, like, especially when you see some of them, like, people always talk about it in the UFC, but, like, the sort of Dagestani Russian athletes, like, it's like they're probably on stuff, but just stuff that they don't know how to test for now. Do you know what I mean? So, like, and to be fair, jiu-jitsu is one of the biggest ones because it's not really thingied in jiu-jitsu. Like, it's pretty much accepted that unless you're competing in IBJJF, like, you can be on gear and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, fair.
Like, the last IBJJF event, it got to the point where it was going to be Roberto Arbroath, I think it is, who's Cyborg, and he was meant to go against what's his name, Roca. And in the final day, the way they do it on IBJJF is they'll test people, but they'll only test whoever won.
Right.
So obviously, because then it's like they go, oh well, he was cheating, so like that's how they try and put it off. And it came to the final of the heavyweight, whichever one it was meant to be, Cyborg versus Roca, and they didn't turn up. So, like, on the podium, there's just, like, third place, just, like, standing there with this little bronze medal on, and the other 2 didn't show up. And they said it's because they had flights to catch and they needed to get out, but it's because USADA turned up to test and both of them were juicing. So they were like, we don't want to get popped for juicing while we're standing on there. But
that's rough.
They ended up going to their gyms and getting them anyway, and they got popped for juicing anyway. So,
but
obviously they didn't have the match, so nobody won. Nobody got a gold or a silver because there was no match had.
So they didn't give the gold or silver to the bronze?
Nope. Because he'd been beat, so he was just bronze. Like, just because the gold and silver didn't show up didn't mean he won gold or silver. They just couldn't have the final match. So they should have given him the gold.
They absolutely should have.
And then worked it back like that. But yeah, they left and like tried to say it was because they needed flights and this, that, and the next thing. When it's actually because they just didn't want to get popped for juicing.
That's absolutely amazing. They totally
wild day.
Dogged that whole tournament. Like
yeah, for sure.
Like they'd have to go back through each fight and then figure out. Oh, that's rough. No, absolute pointless tournament.
Yeah, mental. So mental.
But the enhanced games is an exciting one because you don't have to be on anything to compete in it either. So, like, if you think you're like going to break the record for the 100-meter sprint or something, and you aren't on juice, you can compete as well. But they said that the aim is for, like you said, older athletes to get back into it and still be in their prime, and give them a platform because the career expectancy of an athlete. Of Olympian is like realistically only 10 years.
Well, that's the thing. You've got
what
to
do you do after that?
A lot of these people that do that, like
10, 15
swimmers
years.
and stuff like that, like they do it from when they're a child and they train their whole life to be the best swimmer in the world, to potentially maybe get the opportunity to do the Olympics like a few times,
What
and
is
then
it?
once before they even
Maybe
get
5.
to 30, like in their 20s, they're then that's it,
Past
and they
their
have to
prime.
retire in the late 20s, and then it's like, what do they do for the rest of their life?
Mm-hmm.
Like they could go out and like coach and teach this stuff, but then like there's already people doing that. There's not an opportunity for every person to do
There's
that.
also
So
the
to give them a longevity of
self-fulfillment.
career,
Mm-hmm.
it's just for. I think it's a good idea. Like
Yeah.
as long as they're being honest about it, as long as you're being like, yes, I am taking stuff, then I don't see why there's a problem with it.
I wonder how they're going to run it. If it's going to be like each person just states what they are on and what they take.
So
Or
from
do they
from
give
what I
them-
read is it's if you're partaking in it, you like the doctors that they have at the games will help you run your course.
Okay.
So they'll obviously be like, they'll do some tests, and it's not a case of just like, yeah, hop on some tren and see. Like they'll take a test of their testosterone levels, and they'll go, we think you need this much to get to like the ideal situation, and then they'll then work out with their bloods and everything like that what they can take, and then they'll run it with them to basically put them through their
to like bump up whatever you're missing, really.
yeah, well, like that, or even like to get slightly higher levels, but it's basically like you'll work with the doctors to find out what levels of what you actually need,
Yeah.
rather than just being like, fuck it, I'll pop a 150 a test like twice a week. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the doctors will know exactly what you need, and they'll run it through with you, so it'll be easier for them to keep some kind of a level, to keep everyone on like some level of controlled like bracket, if you know what I mean, so that you don't get some people that are wildly on juice and some people that are on nothing and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm assuming like they'll have to do all these because they'll have to do all these tests and have all the doctors set out for them, because what if a tragedy happens, as in like somebody gets overdoses or whatever, you know, a heart explodes or something.
Well, they can't encourage it without keep making it safe. Do you know what I mean? They can't
They'll be
exactly
under
like,
mad scrutiny, is what I mean. So
Yes.
they'll have to be making sure it's like.
yeah, you can't go, let's make a juice games, and by the way, take however much you want. Do you know what
Although
I mean?
that's
'Cause
how
then
much we-
people
that's
will
what we
just
want to
pump
see.
a power of it, eh?
That's what we want to see, chef.
Nah, because to a certain extent, like you take a certain amount it becomes just unnecessary. So I was just about to get attacked there. Yeah, there's a certain amount where it's like, that's overkill now.
The
Like,
annoying
you
thing
don't
about
need-
that is she's only just out of shot. I can see her
Alright.
ear.
What? This is coming in. Hello. Hello.
That's the one that sits on the laptop, by the way.
Yeah, that's the quiet, angry one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it would be difficult for them to promote it being like, yeah, let's do these games, but then promote it
take
at
care
a
of the
level where they're
athletes.
just not take care of the athletes, just going, take as much gear as you can, and then we'll let you try
And
and
we'll
run around
profit
that
off
race
it.
really
Yeah,
fast.
yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
The
So
two guys that were running it, they did seem like they were legitimately just interested in seeing what the human body was capable of.
yeah, which I'm all for.
Yeah.
Which I'm all for.
I would highly recommend, if you're interested in the enhanced games, to go listen to the Joe Rogan episode with those two
Yeah.
on
Do you
it.
remember their names now?
No, I think I actually only watched about half an hour of it because I watched it on the drives to work.
Ah, okay.
But-
You mean you listened to it on the drive to work?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to watch is the same thing for me. It is. I watch YouTube videos, but just listen to them as well,
Yeah.
because a lot of them are like game shows, so it's just like questions. So it's almost like listening to the radio, but it is.
I believe I've seen absolutely nothing.
Do you watch them? Watch videos as
No.
you drive? Do you?
I listen to videos.
Yeah,
of
so
them,
do What else is there?
You did say something that you wanted to bring up, but I've totally shot a mind blank, eh?
No, there was no UFC that happened. There was UFC last week, which was Alex Pereira versus
and Yuri
Yuri
Prohaska.
Prohaska. And Yuri came out saying that he was dealing with a staph infection. But you know what?
Did he?
Yeah, and it's
What?
like,
I didn't see that.
yeah, that was just 2 days ago, I think. But you know what I really miss? I miss when a UFC fighter lost. They just lost. Like, there wasn't a reason for it.
Oh, right, yeah.
There wasn't
He's
always
just
a-
better than me.
Yeah, there wasn't like UFC fighters just used to be like, I got beat
Yeah.
on the day. Now it's like, even if you look at, I like Jamal Hill, right? But you're correct in what you say. He does
He's
just
a
moan
bitch.
a lot.
Yeah, he moans all
So
the time.
like, with the whole Alex with Pereira standing on his foot thing after the nut shot, everything like that, it's just shot, man. You just got beat.
Do you know what?
One of those was going to
You
land
can stand
either
on
way.
people's feet as well.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like,
One of those is going to land anyway.
and if you watch the video back, he's like, oh yeah, there was an awkward reset, and then I was trying to ask him if he was okay, and he landed the punch. Like, nah, bro, you threw a left jab.
Yeah,
You threw a left jab first, and he
absolutely
absolutely clocked you with a left hand. Like, stop making excuses. You got beat.
And then
Move on.
the same thing with this Yuri Prohaska thing. Yeah, he's not so much using it as an excuse, but it has came like he has said that he was dealing with a staph infection, the thingy of it. But I also saw that he was going to move down in weight.
Yuri was.
Yeah.
Well, to 180 would it be? 185.
185, yeah.
Yeah, 185. Because he's a lightweight.
He's a light heavyweight.
Yeah. He was fighting at 205, was he?
Yeah.
Fair play. He could probably.
So
probably
195.
170. Is it not 170? 190. 205.
So it'd be 190 he's moving down now.
I've probably completely wrong there.
I thought it was 175.
But some of them are awkward because it goes in like the ones that end in 5, like 25, 35, 45, 55, but then it's 70. And then maybe it's 70, 95.
Nah, there's one in between there.
No.
Is there not?
There's only one between 70, 170 and 205. It's 170 something and 205.
Surely it's 185.
Yeah, probably. That would make sense. Why the fuck is it 170? It's always such a strange thing, eh? Why not 175?
Have they not said that they're adding a ones?
They were going to add a 165.
Yeah. Or 175 and move it up.
Yeah, well, they didn't say that, but they just said they would add a 165. But I'd imagine, it would make sense to then change the 170 to 175.
Would it? Yeah.
That would make sense. Like, it would be a bit nuts.
Would be I thought there was a thing that was every £10, apart from the 170.
That was what people have complained about, is the fact that there's not. It's only every £10 up until 155, and then it's a jump.
Fair. Well, Dane always has his reasons. There's not much between those £10 anyway, you know what I mean? Like, fighters can lose and gain that as they show within a night.
I think it's like comparatively when you look to boxing, though. You know what I mean? Like, boxing, is there not like a different one for every like £5 basically? Yeah. Like, they've got,
and each promotion has their own set as well.
Yeah, they've got like such wildly different ones that they've all got like mad names, like super welterweight and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it is extensive in boxing, but it's more chance for.
Because boxing was way bigger, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's a lot more people
back at the time. That's what I was saying. There was more opportunities for people to win belts and to make careers out of it, rather than just boxing and only having one champion.
Yeah,
and there was never that. There was never a stable promotion. Like, if you look at UFC for MMA, that is now the stable promotion that the pinnacle that everyone tries to get to.
Which is, I feel like, is good and bad.
Yeah, both, but it's better than the system boxing has, where it's got like 5 different governing bodies who all have different belts, who all have mandatory fights for the belts, and some of them only have like one champion. One champion takes over like 3 belts.
Yeah.
So he has mandatory fighters for each different groups.
It would be cool though if there was like fighters that were able to like simultaneously have like a UFC, PFL, and like Bellator belt all in the one. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm the Bellator, UFC, and PFL champion. You know what I mean? That would be cool. But Dana White will never let that happen.
Yeah, Dana would never, unless he bought them over.
Yeah, well,
which
speak to WWE about that one.
Which I was going to say, which isn't implausible now with the merger of the UFC and WWE.
But then Bellator and PFL are owned by the same people now, or they're not. So
it's just one transaction.
One against the other. Yeah, it's just going to be turn it into one big jumbo MMA organization.
Yeah.
And then start paying people better.
Let's hope.
Yeah, well.
But
that's what put me off becoming a pro fighter anyway. The pay.
Yeah, anyway. Keep living in the dream world, bro. But we'll wrap that up there, brother. That's been a good episode. Thank you for joining me once again. All the best. We're wishing you all the best for opening the gym, doing your coaching. Obviously, I'll be there with you as much as I can, learning and going on my own journey. And then hopefully one day we can go to a competition. And
there's no hope, bro. You've got 6 months, chef.
Shit. Well, we'll see you all in 6 months then, because the podcast will be a lot less frequent. Cheers everyone for watching once again. Remember to like and subscribe. Leave us a little comment. Let us know what you think of the episodes. Let us know who we should get in as a guest on, because we haven't had a guest in weeks, bro. That is something we are missing. We have not had, even like one of the crew hasn't been on in ages.
Yeah.
So we need to get that sorted for next time.
Yeah, we can do that. That'd be good.
That'll be a nice little goal. Get somebody fresh chat, waking up a bit. Cheers everyone for watching. Remember to, like I say, like and subscribe, leave a comment, follow us on all the socials, and follow ECSG. Yeah, I got that wrong.
East Coast Submission Grappling, people. And come down, like I say, Dance JC, Hill Street, be
Arbroath.
There.
Be there or be a fat loser. Cheers for watching, everybody, and peace.